So I've been really, really fortunate to get to connect with a ton of different people online, both mutuals, but also a lot of up and coming or aspiring social media managers, strategists, whatever that may be. And I got this incredible DM where someone said they literally watched all of my content, took notes. They sent me a video of them taking notes. It was like my heart was just beating out of my chest. When I read this message, it got me thinking about all of the times that I took a ton of notes watching someone. And I wanted to sort of take today's episode to reflect and share what I wish I knew before becoming a social media manager, because I think it could be helpful. I haven't shared a ton of my story on the podcast. Maybe I will do a whole episode on that, but I didn't go directly into marketing after college. I sort of took a different career path and totally pivoted into the world of marketing, fell in love, taught myself a lot, if not almost all I know today. And that's sort of why I feel so adamantly about kind of giving back through free content, free resources, all of that, because I utilized a lot of that to kind of get my start. And so I want to do that for someone else. Before we get into the episode, let's connect on Instagram and TikTok. If you're an aspiring social media manager, you're kind of like in a place where you're not sure how to continue or that kind of thing, send me a DM. I'm at livelikemad.co. I would love to hear from you. I want to talk about the two things that I think are incredibly important when you're starting out. The first one is your portfolio. So I created this diagram and I shared it on Instagram and TikTok, and I call it the new social media manager's demise. Because on one side, we have needing clients to make a portfolio. But then on the other side of the circle, we have need a portfolio to get clients. And so it sort of becomes this spinning like chicken or the egg situation of like, how do you get started if you have no experience, but you need experience to get your first client to get started? My head just exploded, I know. So I think something that I wish I knew or I focused on sooner was just creating a portfolio. You have a phone, you have access to Canva, different resources, and just sort of create and put it in your portfolio. I always say like your portfolio when you're first starting out should also reflect what sort of brands and individuals you want to work with. If you want to get into the skincare industry, focus on creating sort of DIY UGC content with the skincare you utilize in your everyday life. Not only is that something to add to your portfolio, which tells businesses that you're proactive, I would make a little disclaimer that you didn't necessarily work with this brand, but it also allows you to exercise and workshop and train and adjust those skills that'll make you even more ready for when you get a role, a position, a client. The other thing that I wish I focused on sooner is what is your differentiator? In the world of the social media managers, there's a lot of us out there, right? So I would get really clear on what makes you different, whether that's a specific client base you cater to or a skill set that you have that others either don't have yet or just don't have in general. If you have a really extensive art background with graphic design and illustration and all of that, like play up that skill set. That is an amazing talent to bring to that role. Or if you want to talk more about like hard skills and apps and platforms, I think knowing how to utilize Notion or being really good at Final Cut Pro, or I've said this on social, but learning a platform like ManyChat or chat marketing really will give you an advantage if people need someone to run that as well, because it coincides so closely with social media. If you heard me talk about ManyChat and chat marketing and you're sort of like, ooh, maybe I should add that to my toolbox, be sure to get on my email list and follow me on social, because I'm going to be having so many helpful ManyChat resources coming out very soon. And we're not just talking about logistical, like, okay, this is how to do this and how to do that. No, I'm going to teach you strategies that you can utilize to build email lists, to create fun giveaways, to really up-level your ManyChat knowledge to impress clients, your boss, etc. So hopefully, if you are thinking of venturing into the world of social media management, or you are new to the world of social media, you found this a little bit helpful. If you have questions, like I said, let's connect on Instagram. You can find me at livelikemad.co, or on TikTok at the same handle, livelikemad.co. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for next week.